Interdisciplinary. Imagine standing on the deck of a small wooden boat in the spring of 1900. The Aegean Sea stretches endlessly in every direction. The wind grows stronger. Dark clouds gather above the horizon. A group of Greek sponge divers decides to seek shelter near a small rocky island called Antikythera. They have no idea that history is about to change forever. One diver prepares to descend beneath the surface. Heavy copper diving helmet, weighted boots, air supplied through a long hose from the boat above. Slowly, he disappears into the blue water. The sunlight fades. The temperature drops. The seabed slowly comes into view. At first, he believes he is seeing human bodies, figures standing silently in the darkness, frozen in time. Startled, he quickly returns to the surface. His breathing is rapid. His hands are shaking. He tells the captain that the seafloor is covered with dead people. The crew assumes the diver has become confused. Perhaps the deep water affected his mind. Another diver descends. Minutes later, he returns with astonishing news. The bodies are not human. They are statues, bronze warriors, marble philosophers, ancient horses, fragments of history scattered across the ocean floor. An enormous Roman-era shipwreck has been discovered. For months, divers recover magnificent treasures from the seabed. Statues carved by master artists, beautiful glassware, jewelry, coins, luxury furniture, weapons. Each artifact reveals another piece of an ancient world long forgotten. Among the thousands of objects brought to the surface, one small lump of greenish bronze receives almost no attention. It appears broken, corroded, worthless. Compared to the towering marble statues, it seems insignificant. The object is transported to the National Archaeological Museum in Athens and placed among hundreds of other recovered artifacts. There it remains, silent, waiting. Months later, something unexpected happens. The bronze object begins to dry. Its hard outer crust slowly cracks apart. Museum workers notice something extraordinary hidden inside. Tiny bronze gears, perfect circles, perfect teeth, perfect engineering. No one can believe what they are seeing. Ancient Greece was famous for philosophy, mathematics, astronomy, architecture. But precision gear mechanisms? That should have been impossible. Historians stare at the fragments in disbelief. Some argue the gears must belong to a later object. Others believe the museum accidentally mixed artifacts from different periods. Yet careful examination proves otherwise. Every fragment came from the same ancient shipwreck. Every gear had rested beneath the sea for nearly 2,000 years. History suddenly faces an uncomfortable question. What if the ancient world was far more technologically advanced than anyone had imagined? Researchers begin carefully cleaning the fragments. One gear appears, then another, then another. Eventually, more than 30 intricate bronze gears become visible. Each one perfectly connected to the next, each one serving a precise mechanical purpose. This is no decorative object. It is a machine, an incredibly sophisticated machine, one unlike anything historians believed could exist before the medieval period. For decades, the fragments remain one of archaeology's greatest mysteries. No one knows what the mechanism was designed to do. No one understands how it operated. And no one can explain who possessed the extraordinary knowledge required to build it. Then, in the 20th century, technology finally catches up with the mystery. Powerful X-ray scanners peer inside the corroded bronze. Three-dimensional imaging reveals hidden gears that no human eye has seen for 2,000 years. Ancient inscriptions begin to emerge. Tiny Greek letters, instructions, labels, mathematical references. Slowly, the impossible becomes reality. Researchers realize they are not studying a simple instrument. They are studying a mechanical computer, a machine capable of calculating the movements of the heavens themselves. And this discovery would forever change our understanding of the ancient world. As scientists uncovered more details about the mechanism, a new question became impossible to ignore. Who could have built such a machine? Its complexity suggested that the creator was not simply a talented craftsman. This was the work of someone who understood mathematics, astronomy, mechanical engineering, and precision manufacturing at an extraordinary level. Several names have been proposed over the years. Among them, one stands above all others: Archimedes, the legendary Greek mathematician and inventor. Archimedes lived in the 3rd century before Christ. He designed remarkable machines, war engines, mechanical devices, and mathematical instruments that amazed the ancient world. Ancient writers even described moving models of the heavens created by Archimedes, machines capable of demonstrating the motion of celestial bodies. Unfortunately, none of those devices survived. If the Antikythera Mechanism truly descended from that tradition, it would represent the only surviving example of a technological revolution almost completely erased by history. Yet there is a problem. Most researchers believe the mechanism was built decades after Archimedes died. Could it have been inspired by his work? Many historians believe so. Another important figure enters the story: Hipparchus, often called the father of scientific astronomy. Hipparchus carefully observed the movements of the moon. He measured eclipses, calculated celestial cycles, and developed mathematical models that remained influential for centuries. Some of the astronomical calculations embedded inside the Antikythera Mechanism closely resemble theories associated with Hipparchus. If this connection is correct, the mechanism was not simply a clever invention. It was the physical embodiment of the greatest scientific knowledge available in the Hellenistic world. Imagine walking into a workshop somewhere on the island of Rhodes. Bronze plates stacked against the walls, metal shavings covering the floor, master craftsmen carving gear teeth one by one, astronomers discussing planetary cycles beside mathematicians, engineers adjusting delicate bronze wheels until every movement matched the heavens above. It would have been one of the most advanced workshops on Earth. Some historians believe Rhodes was exactly where the mechanism was built. The island was famous for science, navigation, astronomy, and precision craftsmanship. It attracted scholars from across the Mediterranean. If any city possessed the knowledge to build such a device, Rhodes remains one of the strongest candidates. Yet another mystery remains. If ancient engineers mastered technology like this, why did it disappear? Why were similar machines not found across Greece, or Rome, or Egypt? The answer may lie in history itself. The ancient world was filled with wars. Cities burned, libraries vanished. Knowledge was fragile. Unlike digital information today, scientific discoveries survived only if they were copied by hand and taught to future generations. Entire libraries could vanish in a single fire. Entire schools of engineering could disappear when kingdoms collapsed. The Antikythera Mechanism may represent the last surviving witness to a forgotten scientific tradition, a tradition that simply failed to survive the passage of time. The Roman Republic eventually absorbed much of the Greek world. Roman engineers achieved incredible feats of architecture: roads, aqueducts, massive public buildings. But their priorities differed. Practical engineering often replaced theoretical scientific research. Some historians believe the highly specialized knowledge required to build mechanisms like Antikythera gradually faded away. Generation after generation, the techniques were forgotten. The workshops closed. The master craftsmen died. Their apprentices never replaced them. By the beginning of the Middle Ages, the world may have forgotten that such technology had ever existed. For more than 1,000 years, history remained silent. No machines of comparable complexity appeared. Not until medieval clockmakers began developing intricate gear systems once again. When historians compare those medieval clocks to the Antikythera mechanism, the similarities are astonishing. It is as though an entire chapter of engineering vanished, only to be rediscovered centuries later. Perhaps the greatest mystery is not the machine itself. Perhaps the greatest mystery is everything that disappeared alongside it. How many inventions were lost? How many discoveries vanished forever? How different would human history have been if this knowledge had continued uninterrupted? Those questions remain unanswered, and they continue to inspire scientists, engineers, and historians around the world. Today, more than 100 years after its discovery, the Antikythera mechanism continues to reveal new secrets. Modern technology has transformed the investigation. Researchers no longer rely only on what they can see with their eyes. Powerful X-ray scanners, three-dimensional imaging, digital modeling, artificial intelligence. Each new technology allows scientists to look deeper inside the surviving fragments, without touching them, without damaging them. Layer by layer, hidden details begin to emerge. Tiny inscriptions, invisible gear teeth, mechanical relationships that remained hidden for centuries. Every new discovery changes our understanding of the machine. Researchers now estimate that the original mechanism contained more than 30 precisely engineered bronze gears. Some believe the complete device may have contained even more components than those that survived. Its wooden case protected an astonishing mechanical universe. The front displayed the movements of the heavens. The back contained complex spiral calendars. Every rotation of the handle represented time itself moving forward. The machine transformed mathematics into motion, knowledge into mechanics, the universe into something a person could hold in their hands. As astonishing as that sounds, perhaps the greatest achievement was not the gears themselves. It was the human mind that imagined them. Someone looked into the night sky, observed repeating patterns, measured cycles over decades, converted those observations into mathematics, then transformed mathematics into bronze. That journey, from observation to calculation to engineering, represents one of humanity's greatest intellectual achievements. The Antikythera Mechanism reminds us that scientific progress is rarely a straight line. Knowledge can grow, but it can also disappear. Entire civilizations have vanished, libraries have burned, empires have collapsed. Each time, pieces of human understanding disappeared with them. History is not simply the story of discoveries. It is also the story of everything we forgot. Imagine if the workshops that created the Antikythera Mechanism had continued operating for centuries. Imagine if their techniques had spread across the Mediterranean. Would mechanical engineering have advanced more quickly? Would precision instruments have appeared hundreds of years earlier? Would navigation have become more accurate? Would astronomy have progressed sooner? Could the scientific revolution have begun centuries before it actually did? No one knows. History offers no second timeline for comparison. Yet the possibility is fascinating. Perhaps humanity once stood on the edge of a technological future that never happened. Perhaps this remarkable machine represents not the beginning of a technological age, but the surviving memory of one that quietly disappeared. Even today, engineers continue building working replicas of the mechanism. Each reconstruction deepens our respect for the people who designed it. Modern watchmakers admire its precision. Astronomers admire its calculations. Historians admire its craftsmanship. Few archaeological discoveries unite so many different fields of knowledge. It belongs not only to Greece, not only to archaeology, but to all of human history. The Antikythera Mechanism teaches an important lesson. Never underestimate the intelligence of those who came before us. Ancient civilizations were not primitive minds living in a primitive world. They observed, measured, calculated, invented, and sometimes they achieved things so extraordinary that even today we struggle to explain them. Perhaps somewhere beneath the sands of Egypt, hidden inside an unexplored cave, or resting on the floor of another forgotten shipwreck, there are more machines waiting to be discovered. More evidence that history is far richer, far more complex, and far more surprising than we have ever imagined. The Antikythera Mechanism survived by chance. One storm, one shipwreck, one remarkable discovery. Had events unfolded differently, it might have remained beneath the sea forever. And humanity might never have known that 2,000 years ago, someone built a machine capable of modeling the universe itself. That single discovery changed the history of science. It changed archaeology. It changed engineering. But perhaps most importantly, it changed the way we think about our ancestors. Because true greatness is not measured only by what survives. Sometimes, the greatest achievements are the ones history almost forgot. And perhaps that is the greatest mystery of all. How many extraordinary ideas have been lost to time, still waiting for someone to find them again. Tonight, the bronze gears remain silent. They no longer turn beneath the hands of the astronomer who first held them. The wooden case has long since disappeared. The workshop that created them has vanished. The names of the craftsmen have been forgotten. Yet their genius endures. Every surviving gear, every engraved inscription, every tiny bronze tooth still whispers the same message across more than 2,000 years. Human curiosity has no age, innovation has no century, and brilliance belongs to no single generation. As we look toward the future, exploring distant planets, building artificial intelligence, and unlocking the mysteries of the universe, we should remember those who began asking the same questions thousands of years ago. They looked at the same stars, the same moon, the same sun, and with nothing more than mathematics, bronze, and imagination, they created a machine that continues to astonish the modern world. Perhaps that is why the Antikythera Mechanism is more than an archaeological artifact. It is a symbol, a reminder that history still holds countless secrets, and that every generation has the opportunity to rediscover something the world believed was lost forever. Somewhere beneath the sea, beneath the earth, or hidden within forgotten ruins, another discovery may already be waiting, just as the Antikythera Mechanism waited patiently for nearly 2,000 years, waiting for the moment when humanity was finally ready to understand it.